Alright, part 2 of the shadow underneath an object with the light source above. So here's the raw video that I took. I'm just going to play it and break it down as it goes on. So first of all, I'm in my garage. This is the second test I did. I did it outside the first time. The outside test resulted in this image being produced. So the camera's laying on its back on the grass and looking straight up at the lid. I have the same about 12-inch paint stir stick attached to the bottom of the lid, and with the light source above creates this shadow. And then so on this one, I'm inside in my garage. Same lid. Let me get some light on it. Same lid and same paint stick right here. Now here I am. I already have the light. The light's already above the lid and stays above the lid the entire rest of the way. Actually, let me turn the volume down so I'm not getting a lot of ambient noise. So I'm already getting the shadow cast, and it is above the lid. Now I stand up and I will raise the light even higher, so it's not like it's directly, right next to it. And right about now I'm probably at least 3 feet above the lid, and you still see. I can pause it at any point, and you can see the definitive shadow here, and then it does give a cast out. And then I'm just playing around with it at this point, just different angles, different heights, different distances of the light, just to see what I can get, because I can't see the camera, so just playing with it. But the point is I'm getting the shadow underneath the lid with the light source above, and my stick object that's casting the shadow is not attached to the lid anymore. It's at least 4 inches below the lid, and I'm still getting a decent shadow. Now, if I raise that stick even closer, the shadow does become more pronounced and more defined, like that mountain. See, I don't know how close the mountain is to those clouds. Look, those clouds could be right by the mountain. I mean, you can have low altitude clouds pretty easily. So, anyways, this is just more of the same, just shadows and just changing the light, and then stepping back. And you can see where the light's coming from there, and basically at this point I'm calling it quits because the test was successful. So after that, somebody pointed out to me that something called albedo, which I'd never heard of, and it's basically exactly how I got that my test to work. What's happening is the light is bouncing off of whatever you have below this object, whether it's grass or trees or bushes or concrete or rocks or anything. All of those objects have a reflective capability to them, and the sunlight will reflect off them. And that's basically what this albedo is. And you can see it's got different percents for the different objects. So, roofs 10 to 15% reflective capability of the sun, highly reflected roof 60 to 70%, white paint 50 to 90%, tar and gravel 3% to 18%, etc. Right? I mean, there's a ton of things that, and you see the angle. That's exactly how I got it to work. I mean, the angle that the sun comes at is all over, every angle possible, and then when it hits, it's going to bounce back up to the surface. I mean, just like this is showing, it's bouncing, right? So just imagine that this cloud is my lid, and the sun's coming and it's bouncing and it's bouncing back up through it. It's really not complicated, and it's basic science. I just didn't know about this, but still glad I did the test to debunk that really ridiculous claim that you can't have a shadow underneath a cloud when the light source is higher. See, even grass. See this image. It's reflecting off the light here that you see is reflecting off of grass, and we see the grass albedo 25%. Just imagine 25% of the full intensity of the sunlight being reflected. That's a lot. Snow 85%. That's a whole heck of a lot. So, anyways, short video, easily debunkable. You just have to take the time to do it yourself. Ballers love to say this is impossible, that's impossible, and then they don't go and do anything themselves. I mean, like, let's just look at a comment from some of these ball people. Chris, I'm betting you will get it wrong again. Even though I didn't get anything wrong the first time. Nice try, but the next time, listen, when folks explain this to you, impossible on a flat earth, even though I just showed it on a quote-unquote flat surface. My floor is flat. The light source is above. That's the claim. The claim is the light source has to be below in direct contact with the object and underneath. That simply isn't true. Whether you believe my videos or think I did a good job, or you simply look at albedo and take science's word for it. I don't know what else to tell you. It's really a basic thing. Here's another chart. A lot of people are claiming water. Well, water's actually got, it looks like one of the lowest reflectivity rates, around 8%. Soil, 10%. Forest, 10%. Savanna, 18%. Desert, 28%. Right, and etc. So, no, there's all sorts of things that reflective surfaces on the ground, whether it's grass, trees, bushes, rocks, concrete, mountains, who knows, that will reflect. So another extremely false, ridiculous claim by the ballers, and without doing any research into it, see if it's possible, and without doing any tests themselves, once again.